Hey everybody, thanks for joining us on 98.5 ReactionLand FM. I'm John Marshall.
Yes.
On today's show, we have a requested reaction for the Foxes and Fossils performing Ventura Highway.
Yay!
Plus, Darwin Conort's going to be joining us to share some behind-the-scenes gossip about the recent two-night virtual concert, so you're not going to want to miss it. Stay tuned. Welcome to ReactionLand. Ventura Highway was written by Dewey Bunnell of the classic rock group America. Released in 1972. So this should be awesome. Let's jump right into tonight's reaction.
On a piece of grass, walking down the road. Tell me, how long you gonna stay here, Joe? Some people say this town don't look good in snow. You don't care, I know. Stronger than moonshine. You're gonna go, I know. Cause the free wind is blowing through your hair, and the days surround your daylight there. Seasons crying, no despair. Alligator lizards in the air, in the air. Wishing on a falling star, waiting for the early train. Sorry boy, but I've been hit by purple rain. Oh, come on, Joe, you could always change your name. Thanks a lot, son, just to say. Ventura Highway in the sunshine, where the days are longer, the nights are stronger than moonshine. You're gonna go, I know. Cause the free wind is blowing through your hair, and the days surround your daylight there. Seasons crying, no despair. Alligator lizards in the air, in the air. Do-do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do,
Oh, that was so good. Ventura Highway, as performed by the Foxes and Fossils. Beautiful job. Absolutely gorgeously done. Let me introduce you to the Foxes and Fossils, the band. On lead vocals and acoustic guitar, we have Tim Purcell. On backing vocals, we have Sammy Purcell, Maggie Adams, and Chase Truran. Also on backing vocals and acoustic guitar number 2, we have Darwin Conort. On acoustic guitar number 3, we have Toby Ruckert, Johnny Pike on drums, and Richard Meter on bass. This is just one of those classic cruising songs, man. I don't know about you, but I truly appreciate the vocal quality of this group, and the instrumentals are just spot on. One of my keen observations of this group is they put so much love into each song that they put out. And you feel it, you hear it, you see it when you watch their performances. And with that being said, let's go ahead and introduce our very special guest. Let me ask my station manager, Peter Whipple, if we have Darwin on the line. Are we connected with Darwin?
Yes,
Are you sure?
yes.
All right, well, go ahead and connect us. All right, joining me this morning from his home in Atlanta, Georgia, please welcome Darwin Conort. How do you say your last name, Darwin?
You got it right, sir. I have two names like that, so it can be challenging. get a
So
lot
what
of
is that?
derivation.
Irish, Scottish,
Knort's French.
French?
My mother was Jewish, German, and so that's why I'm conflicted. I think as an artist, I have a lot of French, Irish, German, Jewish in me. So
You're at odds with yourself.
I am all the time.
Oh, well, that's freaking awesome, buddy. All right. Well, so how is everything going? You just had a big show, or two big shows. How was that?
It was beyond amazing in that, as we started all this process months ago, the unknowns were prevalent and overwhelming, and we conquered all of them. It seemed like both shows were sold out, which was amazing. Um, and as I looked out over the audience on the second night, um, the nerves were gone, and we settled down a little bit, and it just occurred to me that our fans and supporters and friends and family, and basically the fan base, though, it was almost like a church. So many people coming together with such a unified goal to come see us was just overwhelming and amazing. It's just I could go right now in my little hometown here, Hateful, with my acoustic guitar and go somewhere and play, and people probably would just walk right by me. But you put it in Foxes and Fossils, and it changed everything. And it's a funny seesaw act that I do sometimes like that, But it never ceases to amaze me how positive and supportive people were. The shows were good. Tim and I right now, I've been there twice already this week up to his basement studio. We've been editing, pulling out all the extraneous noise, and so even though Tim's recovering from shoulder surgery, he can do his little rollerball mouse, and we got right pretty much, within the last week or so, got right into the editing of the content. So it's going to be great. It's going to sound pretty good. It's live, so there's some mistakes, and we're leaving them in, just leaving them there. But it was all in all, just an amazing success.
It's a live show, so what are you going to do? I mean, it's like a magician. When a trick misfires on stage, what do? Stand there and just stare at everybody? Or those moments make you human. And
And they were
I,
wonderful. It was wonderful. I told the crowd, I said, I just this is like a church. You guys, I mean, we've done it because we do the music, but the you guys, you know, as a group, have done it, have made this happen together. That's what just blew me away because, um, like I said, such unity is wonderful, and just we appreciate it so much.
from my perspective, because I didn't get to go to the show and I would have loved to up and put that on a bucket list for sure. I was really amazed. There was really no leaked footage at all. There is definitely a loyalty to your fan base.
Yes, that's a good word, and yeah, it's they just so willing to be a part of it. Um, it, it it's hard to describe, but it's a wonderful feeling to know that we have that kind of support.
I would have been bummed, of course. I would have been like, man, I can't even record it. What?
There may have been people doing that some, but they were very polite about whatever they've done. They've kept to themselves.
What was it like to do this big show and not have Scott there? He would have loved being there.
Yeah, we had never done a show like this with Scott, and yeah, not having him there was such a void. Ross and King, his brother, and Rick Meter stepped in and did a great job, and that is so much fun. Rick Meter is an excellent bass player, but playing with Ross, holds that special connection, and
Yeah.
it's the next best thing. Um, and I would just turn around from my position on stage and look back because they were right behind me on the next level up, and we all just knew that we were doing the right thing, and that um, Scott was there with us with his energy and spirit. And then once again, the whole audience knowing that they're so accepting and forgiving, and just you just can't ask for a better group. And then when I say that, I'm talking to thousands and thousands of people, and it, like I said, never ceases to amaze me that this phenomenon is still relevant and active. Like I said, we're editing the content, and so you know it's not over yet. That was just the first phase, I guess you could say, uh, of this attempt, and it worked. And it's it was nerve wracking. By the time the gig got here, we had rehearsed and gone back and forth, and I was kind of tired actually. I was just like, I want to get this thing started. The buildup is killing me here.
The suspense.
It was, but it worked. All I can say is if I had to describe it in two words, it worked. And now we're moving into the next phase, like I said, and it's humbling to hear yourself live, isolated, and I'm just like, oh God, I was so sloppy sometimes, but you can't tell when it's live, and because we set a high bar, I have set a high bar for myself, but it was good. Um,
So the lights go out and you guys hit the stage. What a difference it must have been from those patio dining areas where you guys were used to be set up on. The
all
crowd
right,
had to have been like an octave or two higher.
right, and in the moment, you're like I said, you're overwhelmed a little bit, and then immediately you're like, well, let's get this thing going, and it it's surreal to it's a natural thing for me as a musician to perform, but this was definitely, like you said, a level or two above that, just to get it going. And a lot of it's also thanks to our friend Roy Druckenmiller from Rock and Road Audio and his staff to provide us with this excellent PA and the abilities to do to record like we did. Having everything come together like that is amazing, and we're very lucky to have such a good support base technically too here in Atlanta, because we've never done that, with Roy and systems. So, I mean, how lucky are we to have these things available to us?
Oh, indeed, indeed. I mean, just look what you guys have accomplished with technology. You have managed to record from great distances. Just what Tim magically does all by himself, and then of course open it up to an even bigger spectrum. 2 live shows. What is the process, and without divulging too much, what is your plans? I mean, are you releasing them singly?
First, we're going to release what Terry Heinlein, our video friend, and Tim's, our longtime friend from church, and Tim, the ones who's actually responsible. Terry was responsible for the Sweet Judy Blue Eyes thing, way back then. First, we during the whole process, I don't know if Scott mentioned this, but we kept rolling B-roll video to document everything as we built up to the shows. So we're going to release that first. It'll be like possibly a stream or a small charge for the documentary, and we'll see how everybody picks that up and responds. And that's our test market video while we're in the process of editing. So we'll send that out first, which will be great because everybody loves behind the scenes stuff.
Oh yeah.
So we'll send that out first soon, hopefully in the next few weeks, and then follow up with the. And I don't know if I think by the time we get some of this stuff done, Tim will be pretty excited about maybe releasing 1 or 2 songs at a time, and then keep compiling the show in its entirety. I think that's the game plan for right now. Release the documentary as a short burst, and
then some singles.
Yes, I think that's it. And then
hopefully, eventually, a DVD or a Blu-ray would be great.
Right. I don't know what the logistics are in doing DVDs or how we have to pay for royalty rights and everything. One has been a DVD idea, and the other has been a stream, like a pay-per-view, where everyone can buy it for a set amount of time, possibly.
Okay, I like that.
And
I would pay for that.
And then have it. And I imagine, I mean, if you did that, you could possibly record it yourself for posterity. But those are the 2 ideas: is the stream, the documentary first as a stream, and then the concerts.
Well, I definitely congratulate you on that. That is a job well done. I know you guys were on pins and needles getting ready for this thing, and probably looking at those set lists going, oh my God, how am I going to pull this off?
Yeah, I was very busy switching guitars. It was fun and hectic and exciting. There's a lot of emotions in this old Fossil's body. So pretty fun.
Well, folks, that's all the time we have for this show. I want to thank our very special guest, Darwin Conort, for joining us. It was delightful talking with him. Join me on the next episode for a remembrance of Scott Moniker King. We'll be joined by his brother Ross, and we will also be talking with Scott Cale. You won't want to miss that. Well, folks, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I'm John Marshall. Till the very next time we meet. God bless you.
Quiet, numbskulls. I'm broadcasting.